Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing really well. If you're new here, then my name is Heather and I'm super passionate about all things cruelty-free beauty and just giving those items a bit more airtime and a bit more recognition. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, give this video a like, subscribe to my channel for more videos, go and check out the other videos that I've done. There's a few up there now. And yeah, come and join the fun. It would be so good to have you. Now today I am actually super excited because I'm going to be testing out the Lacura Moon Dust eyeshadow palette. Now Lacura is ALDI's brand and they are Leaping Bunny certified. They've got all the stuff going for them. They're super affordable. And I have tried a few things from them already. I've tried the brow gel, which I really enjoy. I tried the mascara, which I didn't like quite as much, but then I am the pickiest person on the planet when it comes to mascaras, I'm pretty sure. So ALDI have brought out 3 new eyeshadow palettes and the other 2 are Desert Rain and Revival Velvet. Now, I went for the Moon Dust one and I don't have the other 2 here just because this one from the little picture on the back just kind of looked like the shades that I would enjoy the most and I didn't want to buy 2 eyeshadow palettes that I'm not really going to use. So yeah, so we'll just be trying this one out today, but the other 2 do look really interesting. If you're into slightly more colourful eyeshadow, and particularly if you like the kind of oranges and the reds, those other palettes did look really cool. Now, I do believe that these eyeshadow palettes are meant to be dupes for the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. So this could be quite interesting because I've heard really good things about those. I don't own any personally, they're super pricey and I've never been that excited about it. But yeah, if you do enjoy the Anastasia Beverly Hills ones, maybe worth checking these out. I will just apologise straight away for the fact that the light will change throughout this video. I film right in front of a window and it's kind of like sunny with clouds today. It was like super gloomy this morning and I was like, yes, it's filming day. That makes my life so much easier. And now the sun has started coming out, which normally I'd be happy about, but right now it's not overly helpful. Okay, so I don't have any makeup on my face at all, so we're gonna try this out and then I will do the rest of my makeup and give my final thoughts at the end. But let's bust this bad boy. Oh, pen. Well, actually just gonna have to like rip into the box. Oh, does this hurt anybody else's soul? If it does, I'm really sorry. There you go. Alright, so this is what the palette looks like inside. It's all, I mean, I know it's like the Velvet collection, so this really shouldn't come as a surprise, but it's all like fuzzy, which is so nice. I love the colour of it as well. It's a real kind of rich teal. And then the Moon Dust is kind of printed on top, I guess. It's like slightly raised. My only thing straight away is that I think this is gonna get dirty. I really do. And like I keep my eye palettes like out on display and I have a feeling this might get a bit dusty, but hey ho, let's have a little look. All right, so inside we have our little plastic covering, which is nice. Oh, and then the names on them. Oh, who else loves an eyeshadow palette that just has names on? Like, even though it doesn't affect me day to day, I don't know, I just like it. And we've got a little brush in here as well, which actually feels pretty decent. The little packing side is also really soft. So we'll give that a go, but I may end up using some of my other brushes. But here we go. This is what the palette looks inside. I just loved the look of this palette because I thought it's super neutral and I mean, you know, I am as basic as they come. But also they've got these little kind of pops of purple. And I actually really enjoy purple eyeshadow. I never thought I would because I've got blue eyes and sometimes you're like, purple with blue eyes, is that really gonna go? But actually, it can look really good. And then it's got a nice little mirror in there as well. So I am super excited. I will say right off the bat that the only true matte shades are Comet, Earth, Asteroid and Meteor. All the others are either straight up shimmers, which is this top row, and they look beautiful, so that's right. But then Aura, Milky Way, and Venus have like a slight sheen to them. They're not shimmers, or they're not glitters, but they do have a slight sheen to them, which I don't mind. But it's just good to know when you are thinking of what looks you can do with the palette. Right, headband is on. Let's get into this thing. So I'm going to start off by using my H&M Eye Fidelity primer, which is the eye primer that I always use. So this will be the best one thing to determine whether I really do like these shadows and or not. Okay, so eyes are primed, and we're not having any luck today because not only does the sun keep changing, but the gardeners that look after our little estate have just turned up. So if you hear strimming in the background, then I do apologise. So I am going to start using the brush that comes with it, just because, you know, let's give it a go. I am going to go in with Comet, which is this kind of neutrally warm brown shade, and I'm going to use the fluffier side of the brush. Tap that in, and we're just going to apply that all over the lid. Okay, and first impressions, a fair bit of product comes up on the brush, which is actually quite nice, and it's blending in pretty well. Put a little bit more on the other side because I think I've got a little bit too slap happy. First shade down. I'm pretty happy with that actually. I also really quite like the brush. Surprised me actually, that's done pretty well. Okay, so now that we've got that shade all over the lids, I think I'm gonna go in with Meteor, which is this kind of warmer reddy brown in the crease. I'm just gonna get that just on the tip of the brush, tap off the excess and deepen up this outer edge a little bit. I have to say, these shadows are blending really well, a lot better than I thought they might, because that's always the issue I find with cheaper eyeshadows, that they don't blend out smoothly and you'll get quite a lot of patchiness. This actually is not looking too bad. Alright, so now that we've got our kind of base down, if you like, I'm going to go in with Venus, which is this kind of pinky purple shimmery shade, and I'm going to use the other end of the brush, which is sort of the little packing end, and we're just going to pop this all over the lid. Okay, so that bit did basically nothing. It did deposit a little bit of shimmer, but other than that, not a lot. So I'm going to take some on my finger and just see if we do any better. Okay, that gave us a little bit more colour payoff, but I'm not crazy about that shade. I'll be honest, I was quite optimistic looking at it in the pan, but on the eye it doesn't translate quite how I wanted it to. So I've just cleaned off the end that I just used there, and we're gonna go into Aura, which is this blue shade, and we're just gonna, they may not layer on top of each other, all right, but we're having a play here. It's a new palette, we're just gonna have some fun. That did less than nothing. Oh, Lacura, I really wanted this to work. I really liked these matte browns. They worked really well. But now that I'm trying to add any colour on top, it's not having it. So let's go in with Cosmos, which is this super beautiful purpley shade up here. I'm taking it on my finger. There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted. Oh my days, that is. I don't know if you can see, let's zoom you in a little bit more. That is beautiful. Going in with a little bit more, just because it's beautiful and I want more of it on my eye. Oh, now that shade. Alright, Lacura, I thought we were gonna fall out for a second there, but you have pulled it back with this shade. Now I will say I am noticing a little bit of fallout underneath my eyes. This is why we do our eyeshadow first, people, rather than doing your complexion products. But to be honest, I don't really mind that because I always do my eyes first. If it continues to have fallout for the rest of the day, that's a different story. I love that colour so much. That's so beautiful. It's got like blue like particles in it, which is why it's just, oh, stunning. Right, so that one I applied purely with my finger because it is a bit more glittery. But now I'm going to go into Infinite, which is this beautiful deep purple shade on the corner, and we are going to try using the brush for this. I may regret this choice. We'll find out. Yep, nothing with the brush at all. Let's go in with our trusty finger again. There we go. That did work a little bit better. Right, now that I've put a little bit of colour down, I'm now going to go back in with that brush and just blend those two together a little bit more. Now, something I am noticing, still in love with this sparkly purple shade. That can now do no wrong in my eyes. However, this deeper purple shade, it's just blending away to like nothing basically. And actually on this eye, there's almost a little patch in the middle here where it's almost blended the eyeshadow away underneath as well. So let's put the brush down and go in with my trusty Sigma E35 brush and just see if that makes any difference. Okay, there's not a lot picked up on the brush, I'll be honest. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. Alrighty. Oh, we've gone quite smoky on a Thursday morning, haven't we? Okay, that's definitely done what I wanted it to do. We have got a little bit of fallout. Again, not a problem. We're gonna go in and clean that up anyway. I really loved the colour, but it promised me sparkles. Like, you can see it there. Like, it's this one here, and it's got quite a sheen to it and a sparkle to it in the pan. But then on my eye, maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. It does have a sheen to it actually, but I think it's just in comparison with this lighter Cosmos shade, which is so beautiful. I think this side just looks a little bit dull. So I'm gonna go in. I'm just basically trying as many of these shades on my eye as humanly possible. But I'm gonna go in with Constellation here and give this a bit of a go. And we're gonna go again on my finger because this is chunky glittery shade. And we're just gonna press that over the top. There we go. That's what I wanted. See the glitter picking it up just that little bit more. That's a bit better. That's what we wanted. How are you guys doing anyway? I found last week really tough. Just generally, I think the world just felt like suddenly it became like a lot more stressed, if that makes sense. And I think I definitely just kind of absorbed some of that and just found it really difficult. So I hope you guys are all doing okay and that videos like this are providing just a little bit of light relief. I had a conversation with somebody the other week and they kind of made me feel not bad for needing a little bit of light relief, but almost just a little bit like, oh, well, you know, it's really great because we all have all this time to like educate ourselves and to read up on everything going on in the world. And I was like, in all truth and honesty, I can't look at what's going on in the world too much. You just have to take it in the dose that you can handle, and don't feel bad about that. Like, this is totally unprecedented. There is no book on how to deal with a pandemic. Now that I have blended that out, I'm actually really happy with how that's turned out. It's really lovely. I normally get this weird little patch on my left eye that normally just doesn't take shadow. It's a little bit patchy there, and that has not happened at all. Nice. Right, I'm just going to clean up, just get a bit of tissue and just clean up under my eyes a little bit. There is quite a bit of fallout, and I think it's coming from my favourite little Cosmos shade, which is a little bit sad, but if that's just initial fallout, I'm not bothered. Now, before I sort of whiz off and do the rest of my face and come back, I am going to take a little bit of this Zodiac colour here, and I'm just going to put it on my inner corners. Now, if anybody else has the same kind of thing as me, if you notice, my eyes are so deep set that this little inner corner bit here already comes like quite prominent on me. So I actually don't highlight there. I highlight inside here and I bring it up a little bit. I want to bring my eyelid sort of forward to the same level as kind of this little section here as much as I can. And I'm just using a little teeny tiny Beauty Bay brush for this, which I think is a lip brush, but whatever. There we go, and that's it. It's really, really subtle, but I've just lightened up this very, very inner portion of my eye ever so slightly. And for me, I just find that that makes my eyes really pop and just come forward. So yeah, I like that. It didn't pick up a huge amount on the brush, I'll be honest, but it does pick up much better on your finger. This would be a really beautiful shade if you wanted to do that kind of mascara and a little bit of a shimmer on your eyelid. Zodiac would be beautiful for that. Right, okay, I'm gonna go away and do the rest of my face, and I will be right back and we will finish off the eye. Okay, we are back. I've had to kind of draw the curtain a little bit because the sun was shining directly in my eyes, so I hope you can still see okay. Right, I've done the rest of my face. So this is kind of my full coverage, quite glam makeup, which obviously, I mean, there's not a lot here. I've just used my No. 7 Mousse Foundation, which no, I have not bought the new one yet. Like I said, I might just keep using this one. And everything else that I have on my face, I will link it below. But now let's get back into this bad boy and finish off the eyes, because I feel like they look a little odd right now. Now I will say that I don't actually do a lot on my lower lash line, just because I quite like the look of having a more top heavy eye. So I am just going to go in with a little bit just to smoke out the bottom, and I'm going to be using my Body Shop eyeshadow brush. Let's bring you in a little bit. One day I'll get that right and actually zoom you the right way. So I'm going to go in with the shade Comet again, just on the edge. We're just going to run that pretty tight along the lower lash line. Just balance that eye look out a little. Lovely. Now I'm going to go into that shade Infinite. I'm a bit scared. I feel like this could ruin it. No, we're gonna go for it. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. We're just gonna take the tiniest amount and then tap off the excess. There we go. And that's basically all I'm gonna do. Now I know that some people might be like, no, blow it out more, but I just find with my eye shape, this kind of fanned out more on the top than the bottom. I don't know what the lingo is, you know what I mean. I just find it works so much better with my eye shape. But I am going to do one last thing, and that is grabbing my little Beauty Bay brush again, and I'm going to go back into Zodiac, just because this one is the one with the kind of the pinky shimmer in it, and we're just going to pop that on that inner third of the eye. I can't not go when I do this as well, so feel free to laugh at my facial expressions. That's been one of the funniest things actually about starting this beauty channel, and obviously like I edit my videos and just watching all the faces I pull that I didn't know I pulled. It's been enlightening. So now it is a mascara time, and I'm not going to do any eyeliner with this look. I think in my mind it doesn't really need it right now. So I do have the Lacura Too Legit mascara, and this is the waterproof one. I do have the normal one as well, and this is meant to be a dupe for the Benefit one, which is the same shape as this. Something like they're real or too good to be real or something like that. I don't know, I've never used it, but it's meant to be a dupe for that, and it's all right. It's super cheap mascara, so you know, it is what it is, and I don't think it's anything particularly special, but the waterproof version is really good. It doesn't smudge, it doesn't flake, comes off pretty easily. It's always nice, you don't feel like scrubbing your eyelashes. But anyway, I'm not going to use this today because I want to use my favourite. But I will apologise for using a high-end mascara with a cheaper eyeshadow palette, but you know, it's, forgive me this once. Okay, mascara is on. I'm going to zoom you out and we shall discuss my final thoughts. First off, 10 out of 10 on the pack. Well, no, 8 out of 10 on the packaging, because like I said, I do feel like this is going to pick up dust and things really easily. But having said that, I do have a little bit of makeup and stuff on my fingers right now, and it's not coming off on it, so maybe it won't get as mucky as I thought. I love the look that I created with this. I think it's super pretty, and this Cosmos shade for me has just stolen the show completely, so I think it's beautiful. But we had some rough moments, and I will say that I quite like the brush. I don't think it was the brush's fault. I actually think this is, for a brush that you get with a palette, I think this is a really decent one. I really enjoyed the matte browns. They blended beautifully. The issue kind of came with the Aura and the Venus shades. I just don't think they performed that well, to be honest. Zero colour payoff. I'll play around with them a little bit more and maybe use them just like on their own, not on top of another colour. I think that will help with those. But then these shimmers up above, beautiful. Infinite took a little bit of working with, and I did have to kind of get another brush out, and I think if you kind of sprayed your brush, got it a bit wet and layered that up, you could make that colour quite intense. It is a really beautiful, like deep aubergine kind of purple, but it is, with all the others, I actually really enjoy it. I think it's a really beautiful colour to kind of smoke out a look, and it's just a little bit of something different rather than just always using like a dark brown or a black. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's quite nice for that. Zodiac, beautiful inner corner highlight colour, loved it. And then I didn't get to use Heavenly, Star or Nova just because they're more like golden colours, and I just think you'll see me do a lot of those kinds of looks in future videos, I'm sure. So I just kind of wanted to stick with the more purpley shades. So overall, this palette is $5.99, which is absolutely incredible. I think for that price, they have done an amazing job. The packaging feels really sturdy, really good quality. The brush isn't bad. The formulation of the shadows is pretty decent. Are they the best I've ever used? No. Did we think they would be? No. But I'm excited for more eyeshadows that Lacura do. I am now quite tempted to buy the other two palettes, having just said that I probably wouldn't, but I might have to. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel, comment below, introduce yourself. I'd love to get to know the people that are watching my videos. It's always really nice. And I will see you guys next Friday at 11 AM. And I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to film because I've got a couple of ideas, and the last time I told you I didn't do the thing I told you I was going to do. So yeah, just come back next week on Friday and it'll be a surprise. Now, I do believe that these palettes are basically dupes for the Anastasia super passionate about all things cruelty free.